Well, all right, my Reds, we are live and ready to give a post-match review for this game that definitely had some people on edge, considering that before the game started, at least, considering that Wolves had beaten us already at home, and we were certainly a little bit lifeless and uninspiring in that last matchup against them. So it was going to be something, it's going to have to be something. As Red Armchair supporters, shout out to you, says there. Good win. Yes, it was, certainly, because we needed it. I don't like giving out guarantees, but I mean, I was on the hook saying that we were going to definitely win this one. And they stood up and delivered. So welcome back to the Liverpool 12-Man Show. This one definitely feels a whole lot better than the other result did before this. And Liverpool got back to the same ground, or went back to the same grounds, and back to, against obviously the same opponent, same settings. And this time we were victorious 3-1. We're now into the FA Cup quarterfinals. And more importantly than that, we showed a response to something that was certainly something that wasn't expected, much less something that we wanted to ever accept realistically, because it was not perfection. I'm not calling it that. I'm not saying it's flawless win, but it wasn't a flawless 90 minutes. But it was a response, a real one at that, a professional one, I would call it, a winning one. And honestly, this mattered because this cup is important, and this opportunity to bring home silverware is something that we need to take seriously. So, if Liverpool had gone back to Molineux and fallen into the same trap all over again, then we're having a different conversation maybe about this coach, about this team. And but today we're going to have hopefully some highlights to talk about, some actual good times, good vibrations to talk about. And talking about good vibrations, shout out to Dara, shout out to Bonkers as well. Shout out to all that are joining us in the chat. And shout out to our panel here. We got JK in the house. Big up, JK. How are you?
All good. Happy, right? All good.
Good. And we got Lee. Scouse Lee. There you go. How are you, Lee?
Yeah, I'm good. It's put me in a good mood, that.
All right.
I was pleased. Like, we looked a little bit more like a Liverpool team tonight. It wasn't brilliant, don't get me wrong. I'm not predicting anything. I wouldn't dare do that in a season like this. But it was just nice to see some of them enjoying themselves a little bit more.
How about everybody's using my my headline there. Everybody, they're talking about roll back the years. I think that's like many a song line or song title. But what was your feel good moment? I always like to ask that question, especially in the games that we win. What was your feel good moment? I think there's a few that you could call on in this game. I could give suggestions out, but I mean, let me just hear what your feel good moment was.
Curtis, probably. It was made up for Curtis. Lovely finish. He's always had them finishes in him with either foot. Curtis is good, he's good in them positions when he's got a defender to curl it round. Like, we can do that. And it was good to see him get that. It'll do him good. It'll do him good for the upcoming fixtures, like, you know what I mean? Ditto with Robbo, like, I mean, I'm not saying either of them are going to start in Istanbul, but it'll do them good, mate, to be getting goals, like. And then Mo, yeah, I was pleased for Mo. Mate, it took age. Well, it took a while. It took long enough, but I was hopeful from the first thing they showed. Well, the only thing they showed, I looked at that and thought, I was quite hopeful, but I didn't want to jump the gun, like, and just think they were going to give it. But it was good when he did. It's 2-2 for Mo, like, so that's good, innit? Like, you know what I mean? That's what people have been dogging him for this season, not scoring. And he's done that in the last 2 matches.
Okay. How about for you, JK?
Yeah, like that second half, bro, that reminded the clock back, man. It was like the old school Liverpool. Andy Robertson, Salah getting involved. It was just nice. And yeah, man, that's probably one of the most enjoyable second halves all season. That
Mm,
we were playing some good football, bro, as well.
mhm, mhm.
But for me, the best moment probably for me is out the two. Actually, they're all 3 goals were top goals. And but I'm thinking, did I like the fullback crossing to Salah as the one? Because that's top. Robertson to Salah, old school, you know.
Mm.
But I think Robertson's goal. As soon as he hit that, and as soon as he struck it, I was like, "That's going in." That is.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think that strike was just pure, clean, get it in the goal sort of goal. And for me, that was probably my special moment of the game, man.
Yeah, it was great. He looked made up, didn't he? And you could see he was enjoying and playing tonight. You know, after that went in, like, and he looked like he was enjoying it first half, but once that went in, and we got on top of them a bit, like, and that, and we're playing well. You know, it was a little bit rolling back the years, wasn't it? Like with Robbo, and it was great to see. You know, because he's
Goal
been
and
waiting patiently,
he got
and
goal and an assist. You know what I mean? Like for me, that performance today, I'm probably starting him against Galatasaray.
would be a shout. He's experienced, like he'll never let you down, will he?
Beautiful strike, clean red armchair. The way it should be, clean hit. You know what I mean?
Oh, rolling back the years, what you know, rolling back the years.
Oh, that's Simply Red one you're singing. He's a Man United fan, and Simply Red are awful. Holding back the years.
Yeah, there you go.
Thinking
There
that
you
again,
go.
then.
There you
He's a
go.
proper Man United fan. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. He said he didn't. He said don't like Scousers, don't like because I don't know if it was because of football. He said like he went somewhere and Scousers give him some jip. Well, right, there used to be a club by mine when I was a kid. I started going in nightclub, big nightclub opened up, and like I looked on the comments. It's on YouTube, like old footage of the club, and someone had put. I bumped into that gimp from Simply Red upstairs in there. Just and when I read that, I'd only just got the internet, and when I read that, I laughed my head off.
I bet. Well, yeah, I didn't
What's
know.
yours?
I didn't know he was a Manc.
12.
It's all good. What was that?
Your moment of the match.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Rio finally getting a start and looking fearless, looking like looking like really, really like looking like the top class player out there.
Yeah, I'd like to think the others took a bit of encouragement from his early game, willingness to go, to try and create something that the others looked at it and went, well, he's a young lad, just come into the team, he's having a go. Let's try and help him.
I know what I liked about the game.
There's others. I mean, like obviously you guys talked about Robbo, rolling back the years with the goal and the assists. Curtis Jones again, smashing home a great strike for him. I think maybe even telling a couple of the Reds that have been very critical of him to pipe down a little bit. Maybe I know what was that guy's name, Kojo or whatever his name is, something like that, the comedian guy. Gave him a little bit of be quiet and hold that. Or someone could say simply maybe like Liverpool finally, like you said, reacting like a serious side, like acting like the team that we think they should be performing on the pitch as, not a disappointment, but as a real pleasurable team to watch. And but I guess for me, out of those candidates, I would say probably seeing Robbo step up the way he did. I love everything else. All of them are good candidates or good nominees for a feel good moment. But look, I really do think that Robbo has, I don't want to say sacrificed, but he's certainly made some real pledges to this club by sticking with it, by in the sheer fact, there was the talk about him leaving for Spurs at one moment during January and the likes. He's the vice captain of this team, and he he rarely plays. And in the beginning of the year, I thought he should have been the person that played our games, and he didn't. Kirkez got the start from the very beginning, and even through his rough spells and rough adjustments to getting into left back, he was given that opportunity to keep on rocking and rolling in that spot. And it was a shame because Robbo's done nothing but honor the badge and wear it proudly. So I was happy to see him.
Yeah, Shearer was waxing lyrical about him, which was okay. I mean, I always thought Alan Shearer, it was just that thing with Jota, he made such a big deal out of that pen against Newcastle, Shearer. And I remember Shearer doing that loads himself, mate. Shearer used to do that loads. But the level he took it to, I was accusing Diogo. I mean, he didn't know Diogo was going to pass away, obviously, but he went down in my estimation when he did that, which is quite a nice way of putting it, actually, because Shearer went down as well very easily.
Yeah, I guess primarily because so many people wrote Robbo off this year. I mean, some people have said he's done, he's this, he's that, excuse me. And, you for a lot of the players, especially when players going through, the troubles that some of our more senior players have gone through this season, rather than root for him, I think some people have, not saying all, but I'm saying because they're certainly not all. But there have been some people that have been that's seemingly, or I don't know, it feels like they've been rooting, or happy that these times were upon us. And for Robbo, for him to step up the way he did in the season where, again, so many people have written him off. It hits a little different, to see him score, see him get the assist, see him play really well. There's something satisfying about watching experienced players say, "I'm not done yet." Put some respect on my name. That's something I appreciate to see. And that's all due respect to Rio too. Rio and all due respect to Rio and Curtis, they both had some phenomenal games today too, by the way.
And for me, Robertson, what was his problem was he couldn't get used to the slots first gear, second gear football. Hence why he kept on losing the ball back in the days like last season and stuff. Today is the best of Robertson you're going to ever get. Why? Free ticket. Free ticket, bro. That game was the perfect Robertson game where certain players in this team do not need to be told what to do. And Robertson is one of them guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Kirkes was told too much of what to do. What happened to him? He had Van Dijk down his throat every fucking game. So Arnie Slot slowly sort of realizing, you know what? I've got to let the ropes a little bit looser, because for me, when you do it too tight, players can't functionate in that way, And I think people like Robertson, Frimpong, Wirtz, even Szoboszlai are the guys in the team who need free roles where they are playing their own game.
Yeah.
But for the team. And that's when you'll get the best out of it. Robertson is you can go back from last season and watch the games that Robertson was trying to just stay behind the halfway line, bro. He was all over the place. So much so that fans was telling him get rid of him and stuff like that. Disrespect was coming his way. No one questioned the manager telling him not to put his foot down, not to go over the line, not to cross no balls into the box, not to do a ball from the left side right to the other side where Salah can get the ball in. So today, seeing that today, when I seen Robertson crossing for Salah, bro, so happy, man. It was the old days.
That's rolling back the years for sure. Yeah,
for sure, bro.
Him and Robbo linked up well, Rio, didn't he? And made us dangerous.
You know what as well, bro? Because Curtis and Robertson kept going up to him, hugging him, having a little word. And I wanted that from the other players, not to just to isolate him. And he ain't got no one to go to. You know what I mean? You just, when you're a young player, you want your team members to just sort of protect you, just having a few words with you, encouraging you, whatever it is, you know. And we did that good today. So today was a good team display all around, man. Bar that goal we let in. I think that goal we let in these type of goals in for no reason, man. It was open again. I said 3-1. And that was my prediction. I got it right. I was happy about that. But I don't want to let a goal in after we're 3-0 up. I just want a clean sheet before we went to Istanbul. Because you ain't going to take dirty washing with you when you go on holiday, are you? You're going to have clean sheets.
Yeah.
So that's why I wanted a 3-0 today, man. I was like,
yeah.
You know what I mean, bro?
Yeah. I agree. I saw in the chat. I'm going to give, yes, certainly shout out to Rio. The young man has certainly gotten his opportunity to do what he does best, and that is inject some type of adrenaline, some type of enthusiasm into this team, some much needed young blood, I guess you could say, into the veins of this team. He gives you life. He gives you unpredictability. He gives you one of the things that Liverpool's attack has lacked, I think, really too often lately, and that is fearlessness, unpredictability, or just the ability to be creative, to be to take risks, and it was something. It was fresh, and it was necessary, and it was needed to see. So shout out to Rio as well.
That first chance he made for himself, beautiful footwork. Beautiful, bro. And he shot with his left foot. I was like, yo, he's a little player, this guy.
Well, let's do like this young man is doing right here. I know some are excited, some overwhelmed by the opportunity. This is a young man looking on at Ali, who's in the zone.
Alex looks like Superman or something. You know what I mean? Save the world.
Just needs the emblem on his shirt, doesn't he? Like,
yeah.
Allison in a pair of glasses running him out of a phone box, mate, with a cape on.
He is a big lad, definitely. But let's just get right into it. Again, some real positives for tonight. Kind of do a recap here. So Liverpool definitely looked better, obviously, in the second half. We ensured that we will be in the FA Cup quarterfinal draw by beating Wolves and getting a little bit of revenge. It would be nice to get the clean sheet, but still all the same 3-1. And this is just 4 days after losing on the same grounds in the Prem. And I guess you could say context matters because this was just not another cup tie. This was a test of mentality for this team. This was a response check. This was Liverpool being asked very directly, are you going to let one bad result turn into a spiral of results? And it could easily have done so. When losing against possibly one of the worst teams in the Prem twice in a row would have been unforgivable. Let's just be honest with it. And for 45 minutes, you were wondering if this was going to be one of those frustrating nights. Let's be honest with you. When the first half ended 0-0, you could have said to yourself, is this team going to respond? Is this team going to figure out how to make a difference? And there was
best way to get a bad defeat, out of your system as a group of players is to get a win in the next game. And if you can do that against the team that just beat you 72 hours ago, then that's okay.
You know what I mean? Can't get it better, yeah. Had to win today. Had to win. Yeah. So I'm going to look at the Galatasaray game, who they're playing over the weekend, see how they get on. Yeah.
Well, they're in better form.
The top of the table. Fenerbahce, I thought, I'm close.
Wolves are in better form than Spurs, who were our next league opponents after the Istanbul step on. So Spurs in terrible form, aren't they?
And we've got the early kickoff Tuesday, so we'll be done Wednesday. They can have a rest. Thursday maybe, and then Spurs is on Sunday, is it? You know?
Probably Sky Life that game.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Charleston will probably
Yeah,
be up
4:30.
for it. Won't he? The old pigeon will be back to haunt us and try and crap on our shoes or something like. But you have to be ready for him.
Let me find out what day that is. Here we go. Sunday. That's the week after, yeah. Yeah, it is, Lee. Spot on. So Sunday. So we'll have enough time. Yeah, we'll have enough time because we're playing Tuesday at 5:45.
Yeah, that gives us a nice 4-day rest on it, like, because is it an early kickoff in Istanbul? In like, it isn't. Yeah,
5:45.
Yeah, that gives us a full. How many is 4 days? 48. 96 hours. That gives us 96 hours to recover.
And Van de Ven's out because he got a red card in the last game, so that's sound.
Yeah, Galatasaray.
For me, 3 points that is.
Spurs.
Got to beat Galatasaray. Is a big rest or a big test? Lee was good. Yeah, Tuesday also a good rest or a big rest. Yeah, it is a good rest. Yeah, a couple of days.
I'd be mightily relieved if Richarlison wasn't available for this one because he always seems to turn it on against us.
Yeah, but I think we're good enough to deal with that. But for me, bro, I'm going like this. If you go to Galatasaray and do the same sort of second half display like today and get a win, that will put less pressure on us after that Tottenham game for the second leg. And that's what we're going to sort of do in that first game. Make sure the second games are less pressure. We play well with pressure. That's our DNA, you know what I mean? But I'm just looking at the mental side of it, where if we get a good result in Istanbul, our second leg, after we play Tottenham, we could take it a little bit more sort of not so, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, there was a familiar tension to this game, I would call it. You know, we had control in this game, but yet, you know, we controlled the pitch or the territory, however you want to recognize it. But we even had promising moments, but the breakthrough wasn't there in this game early on, and it was obvious to me that if we kept this team hanging around, the result could be the same as it was on Tuesday. You could feel the anxiety, you know, you could feel the memory of Tuesday hanging over us. And I'd say the one major difference, though, in this game was Rio. Rio was immense. He gave Liverpool something fresh. He gave something lively on the pitch. Something Wolves actually had to think about, I think, which is different than some of the more, I don't want to say predictable. I mean, that's so like, you know, low bridge and low bar. But it was though, possibly he was maybe a little bit, you know, he was less predictable than Cody provides at that role. And even when he ran into a wall of orange kits, you know, he still looked like the most likely to make something happen.
In order, he had a few shoulder barges that would have gave him a good whack, and that would have got him into the game a bit more because he needed a few good whacks from the. These are proper men. He's a little kid, man. So he needed to feel a bit of pressure in that way of getting hit because they were shoulder barging this guy. They didn't care. Quick question for you guys: would you go with Robertson, Rio on the left against Galatasaray? And keep Kirkers and Gakpo on the bench. Me personally, I would. Let us know in the chat as well. Because like for me, Robertson, Rio today looked like the old Liverpool, bro. Rio didn't really create chances as such, but when people like Diaz, me and you always go on about Diaz keeping hold of the ball, it gives other players breathers and get their mind right again. When one guy's got the ball, that's why I always say you need a guy in the team who can hold the ball longer than 2 seconds. Okay,
think
so Rio
He might not have created a clear-cut chance, but he nearly did a few times, and he was the first player to do it, which, I like to think to a certain extent encouraged the others to get involved a bit more, like, in that regard, like, and go at players. And it worked anyway, like, and I was really pleased it did. And I would like to see him again soon on the left wing. I don't think he'll do it in Istanbul, mate. He'll play Cody again, I think. But
that's what I'm thinking.
I wouldn't be against it. I think tactically he'll go for Cody rather than Rio in Istanbul. But we'll wait and see.
It's one thing to put to bring Rio up against Wolves, albeit a Prem team, but still to bring Rio up against Wolves, and it's another thing to ask for Rio to step it up and play in a Champions League game, the first leg of a Champions League game away, in a very, very hostile environment that is Galatasaray.
I would love to see it though, mate. I buzz off seeing it, especially if like we were on top, like, and he could have the ball and go at people, mate. He'd drive them mad. They're their defenders, and their defense can be quite loose at times, like you have to say. So we'll wait and see, but I think he will pick Gakpo. He's done himself no harm tonight, Rio. So, like, you know what I mean? This is good news. Trey as well, getting minutes.
Oh, Trey, what a player he is.
What
a bro, check this out. Last summer, I seen him pass the ball. I was like, okay. Kept on seeing him, and I watched all his passing. His passing is top notch. And he's very clever in his head. He's quick. He knows what he's doing, bro. I knew. The more what I've seen him today, look at his game quickly, is exactly what I thought he's going to be. And he's passing it. Fair play to him, man. Top passer. We won that game as well because of our midfield today. I think our midfield was top today. McAllister, top game. Gravenberch sound. Szoboszlai was okay as well. But I think our midfield was a bit more better today. McAllister, for sure, probably our best in the midfield. I think he played pretty well today, he did.
Look, after the restart, Gakpo played a good pass to release Salah. From that move, Andy Robertson arrived to open the scoring with a low finish into the corner. It was a huge goal, obviously. Not because it made it 1-0, but because it changed the emotional temperature, I think, of the game. I think it was, suddenly Wolves couldn't just hope to get maybe a 0-0 draw and force penalties, or maybe get an opportunity like they did at the end of this game and get like that, that rare chance of a counter strike from one of their wingers or one of their forwards. But Wolves had a chase all of a sudden. Suddenly Liverpool had space. Suddenly all the pressure shifted to now be allowing for, us to be on the front foot. And Robbo doubled down on his influence, provide the perfect ball to Mohamed Salah. Like we said, it was like rolling back the years. Salah with the easy tap in, basically. Buried it right from close range. So to see Curtis Jones put the bow on it as well was good to see. But we get it. Wolves got a consolation goal late. It was a well-taken goal, by the way, by the Korean international. And it would have been nice to get it would have been really nice to get the clean sheet. It would have been really nice to get the clean sheet, but we ended up falling a little short at the end in stoppage time of doing so. Does this feel like a real proper reset for you? Do you feel like this is like something that we can say, okay, let's move. This is a real block or a real step that that we can push off of, or is this just like one night in Molineux? Is this just like something of like let's not go the whole we turn the corner thing. Let's just take it day by day or game by game to get a real obvious conception of where we're at with this team.
Yeah, it was how the game was. By the goal for them is exactly what we as fans wanted before the game started. So spot on. We got it right today, the players. They should have done this in the Premier League game, because for me, we could have got the 3 points there as well. So we could have got 2 wins this week at Molineux.
Right.
So yeah. For team display wise, compared to the other day, totally different. First half, sort of similar. Nothing really happening, but second half, this was even better than what we did the other day. You know what I mean? Because we were all right in the second half the other day as well, but we just didn't score. You know what I mean? Salah did.
Yeah.
No,
Big difference to when people score. I mean, let's talk about individual stories then, because this match had some big ones, some big stories linked to it. Some players grabbed their moments, some redeemed themselves, and some left questions on the table. We get that, but this is the segment we like to call Ballers and Bottlers. Please do put in a name that you think of as, you can say, Rio, Baller, or Cody, Baller, whatever. Tell us who you think were your ballers of this game. I'm going to go through who I put as selection. I'm going to ask the panel to do the same. But I'm going to say, realistically, the obvious one, just as Lee, everyone, I guess, really, no delay. The obvious one, Rio took his chance to start and looked sharp. He was fearless and alive from the opening whistle. His feet were rapid, by the way. His conscious efforts were very, very needed. He's obviously beaming with confidence, too, the more he got settled into the game. His first instinct is to attack, and I love the fact that is something that is in his repertoire. And he does not arrive in senior football looking scared. He looks like he is meant to be here. So I liked that the kid is I think this is still a term, right? I know that, like, my grandparents used to say, he's a live wire. Right? Isn't that something is that still said? I don't know. I know the kids don't say it.
Yeah. I would still use the word live wire sometimes for players, like when they're effervescing them, effervescence and all that one.
All right. Okay, I didn't want to make myself sound like, from too old in the britches here, but all right. So, but yes, he was definitely Liverpool's brightest attacking threat. Oh, yeah, that's right. It was an AC/DC song, by the way, too. That's right. Good shout. And even when the final ball wasn't there, he was shifting Wolves backwards because they had to know that he was a threat. He improved after an interval, also and he was definitely good. Overall, this was a statement start, I think, for him, saying that he should get others. Arnie. All right. And my other baller is Robbo. Shout out to the streets. But the streets were calling and Robbo turned up. I don't know if we have Crab with us in the chat or not, but shout out to Beijing Reds as well. But Robbo turned up today. Goal, assist, leadership on the pitch, timing, absolutely. When Liverpool needed something to force the issue in this game, Robbo was the man who stepped up with a plan. Wow. He might as well just yelled out freedom. I don't know, or something, right? I don't know what it could be, but that's obviously a movie reference there. But on this night, he was definitely someone that showed that he deserves to be free of the bench and out on the pitch. And it was pretty massive. Yeah. And it was definitely pretty massive to see. Oh, and last but not least, I have my other baller being Cujo. That's right. I thought it was an important night for Cujo because I know that He's had some lackluster games lately. Um, he was, you know, some people think that he slows things down, which sometimes he does. But others still see a useful squad player, which I do, with some real intelligent play, some versatility. Regardless of what people stand on, some of the people that are very critical, some of the people that are overly critical of him. This goal was a huge moment for him, not because it looked good, but because it felt like it was an absolute relief for him to get it. He pressed well. He occupied the 10 role. He gave Liverpool energy. He topped it off with a strike that should really give him some confidence going forward. And that mattered to me, I think, and it mattered to him as well, it looked like. Any other ballers or anything else that you guys want to say in the panel that you think should be anyone else that really stood out? Or are those all the candidates?
I thought there was some okay threatening moments from McAllister, where he looked, he's probing and that, and we were probing. Gravenberch did okay. He did better than he did 3 days ago, anyway. Curtis was okay, and his performance was then, topped off by the goal. Mo did okay. Mo was quiet in the first half, but we didn't get that much in the first half. Once he got a little bit more space in the second half, he created a bit more danger, and he did create Robbo's goal as well, didn't he?
Mm-hmm. No, I can understand you saying that. That's a much needed and necessary segue to bottlers. Look, this game is not a game where we had outright bottlers on the pitch for me, I think. But I mean, first half, final third, I think is something that we have to still look at to figure out. There's that stat that I think we've got 3 goals in Premier League games. I know this isn't a Premier League game, but still against Premier League games that we've scored in the first half. We only had 3 goals or something on those lines. I think it's the stat. That's poor. That's bad. Liverpool need to start better than we do in our games. We could find an opening before we could find an opening before the break. It would be really, really, really incredible to do. And then last but not least, I'd say Gakpo and Salah. You're right. The first half struggles. We need to figure it out. They figured it out in the second half, but we need to bring that influence sooner, basically. We need to see them get involved sooner than what we saw. And I could even say maybe even that late goal, look, see it all the way through. We had a clean sheet, basically. We had Ali basically tucked into those clean sheets ready to go off to slumberland. And that's actually, and unfortunately, we fell asleep and we got scored on. I know it's a consolation goal, but still, it would have been. It's a meaningful goal to see. Do you agree? Or
yeah, I missed it handily, because I had to nip to the toilet very, very quickly. When I come back, they scored. I did hear it though. I did hear it. Yeah, so it can be as quick as that. You know what I mean? I believe Wang scored. I never did see the replay. I haven't actually seen the replay yet, but I'm not too concerned that I missed it. Maybe it was a good thing. I was hoping that we would get a clean sheet, but you can't get everything, can you? We did good to score 3 goals, so yeah. We looked dangerous. We looked more dangerous anyway than what we did the other day. The other day was unacceptable, wasn't it? But hopefully we've moved on now and we can take this Champions League, return into our stride and move on, qualify again. First and foremost, that's the first requirement for the season, and is to qualify for it again. Anything else is gravy. Trophies.
Truly, true. Yeah, first off wasn't great, Samir, bro. It's a little bit better than the other days' first half, but come on, that first half was non-existent, and I knew that was going to happen pre-game anyway. But second half was a much better second half than that. 12 was on about who played good and stuff. For me, I think McAllister was sound today. compared to the other day. Definitely solid. Was always there when we just needed him. So I think, and I like Robin Birch's work he did with Sabotslai a few times. And it was good to see Wirtz coming back as well, and Frimpong. It was mad, you know. That made me happy.
Very happy to see that.
Wirtz and Frimpong coming on. It was just mad, weren't it? Like them two on the sides ready to come on for us. Weird, no? Like they were at Leverkusen together. Now they're at Liverpool together like that. So I hope Frimpong keeps fit now. He's got top end. He's always going to cause something. That's what I like about Frimpong.
Would be mad if we had Xabi here next year, like who's already managed the two of them to the Bundesliga.
Oh, it'd be bad.
Be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Took a suggestion from Sam saying Gomez needs to be starting right back, get that defensive solidity, bring on Frimpong in the second half to press on and create chances once we are stable. Lone Sheep, shout out Lone Sheep. How are you? Rio was good today, but Robbo was class. Trey was good, like a gravy light, I guess, or grav light, a light gravy, I guess, right? Hurts much needed, definitely. They talk about those things. Let's get into some numbers before we get into I know it's late in the evening, so let's get into some numbers for these players. And the numbers that we're going to start off with are Ali in goal. Routine night for most of the night, wasn't heavily tested until injury time when Liverpool, obviously, when we conceded that goal. Not much for him to do overall, but the late goal is really the only knock I have against him. Not an easy goal to stop, by the way. I'm not saying he should have stopped that, should have saved the goal or something along those lines. It was a well-taken goal. But I gave him I was going to give him a 5, but I'll give him a 6. Or maybe I should give him a 5. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Oh, Ali?
Yeah.
How come so low? Like what made it so low?
Because he didn't do much. I would have given him a 6, or if not a 7, because he didn't really have to. He didn't really. I don't have the stats right in front of me, but
no, what he did do, he did well, didn't he? It was that punch, got us a bit there. He was safe hands, wasn't he? What we needed. I know it's a shame Mama couldn't play, but this is what we were talking about last night, and I've been for weeks now. He's looking to play. Do you know? He already rested Hugo in Ibu, and he probably thought that resting Ali as well would take too much off us, in terms of percentage, of what we could produce. And he's not ready yet then to do that, is he? If we were in different form, and not struggling, I guarantee you he's played the FA Cup games. But because we've been struggling, Ali's been playing.
Yeah, I what'd you rate him then? What'd you rate him?
I give him a steady 7. He didn't do anything. Or 6 then, because he didn't do much. So I don't want to be mean to him because he didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the goal because he saved the goal or anything. I ain't seen it.
Okay, all right. So
I reckon their goal was very similar to Wolves' first goal the other day, where Alisson sort of 1-on-1, and what Sammy is saying in the chat. It was the same sort of goal, bro. When you look at it from behind the goal, it's sort of sideways, sort of. At least he didn't make himself look big. If you know what I mean, he was doing.
Yeah, he's usually the master of that, isn't he? Of making a big target, for them to get it past.
He didn't do that on both goals. Yeah. I think he needs to be better 1-on-1 coming out now. I think that's don't like that. I wanted Alisson to have a clean sheet as well today before we go to Istanbul, and he could have got it. Really, we should have got a clean sheet today. Yeah.
I think we've seen enough to know that Mohamed really is a different type of keeper to Ali.
He's the best. I'm confident when he's in goal. Like, he was better with his feet today. I have to give him that. His passing was better. Yeah.
Has he got another year left on his contract after this year?
Yeah.
Good. But I would want to see Mohamed really more next season if we can make the transition into a team that gets results on the regular instead of stuttering all that all the time. Like, I'll be up for seeing him then. It's been hard luck on the lad. You know what I mean? You can't deny that. It's been hard luck on the lad. Like, but football's like that sometimes. You can't just expect, he'll know that, man. That's really, he'll know we're having, like, a crap season for us, really. Like, so,
it's not the season. Yeah. Like, for me, if he ain't playing in today's game, he ain't getting no games this season now. If Alisson's fit, he's playing. And I understand that. I understand that.
Round, home or away, he'll probably play. If there's a lower league team left in the last 8 and we get them.
Imagine we smash Galatasaray 4-0. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but imagine. Would you, like, I don't think he'll still play Mohamed really in the second leg, bro. He'll be like, nah, you keep stay on the bench. So I don't think Mohamed really is going to get any game time this season. I'm not really bothered about that right now, because why?
You never know. Maybe it depends. It depends on who. Let me.
It'd be a nice one from Mama. George is quite close to Turkey, isn't it? Like, geographically, like he'd buzz off it, wouldn't he? That atmosphere, but it's not going to happen, is it? If we took care of them in the first leg by beating them like 3-0 or something, then I reckon he'd play at Anfield. But if the game's in the balance still, when the Anfield tie comes around, you'll go for Alisson.
Yeah, Alisson's number one.
There's Fulham, Southampton, Port Vale, Sunderland, right? Newcastle United versus Manchester City, Leeds United versus Norwich City, Mansfield Town versus Arsenal, Wrexham versus Chelsea, West Ham versus Brentford. Those are the teams that are left, right?
Okay, they're all going to get knocked out. Probably them, the lower league ones.
Wrexham will win.
We've had 2 Prem teams in the last 2 games, haven't we?
You never know. You never know.
I reckon Wrexham will win. Let's just say Wrexham beat Chelsea tomorrow, or is it Sunday?
Yeah.
Wrexham will win.
Right. I mean, if let's say Norwich City beats Leeds, or let's say
nah, they're a poor team, Norwich.
Okay. Let's say
they get the odd results in the Championship, but they're not great this season. Mansfield, Arsenal would be them.
Maybe Port Vale, maybe or maybe Southampton. Port
Vale's the oldest football club in the world, I think.
Oh, wow, that's a nice little stat there.
Who Port Vale are?
Yeah.
Did not know that. That's a good one, though.
But you never know. I mean, like, I'm only bringing those teams up because, like, maybe if we get fortunate with our draw, and we end up with a home game maybe against a lower table team, or not lower table, lower league team, maybe he utilizes the opportunity to rest Ali and give Mohamed really a run in the game. Who knows?
Yeah. If that happens, fair enough. But I just can't see him playing against any big teams anyway.
I understand though. Yeah, completely.
It had to be done, bro, because when he was in the team, fair play, he was good in some games, don't get me wrong, but bigger picture being, as soon as Alisson came back, we sort of stabilised our season, along with Gomez when he got back into the team. So Mohamed Ashwili's got enough time to improve, learn from Alisson, and just be off the scene for a while, a season, and just get better, because at the end of the day, if you want to play for Liverpool, bro, you can't concede goals like that. And you can't concede 6 for your country against Turkey. Come on.
No, yeah, you're right. No, I get you. Let's move on to the right back spot. And that's where
it's the same thing with him as it is with Rio, because we're having such a poor season. We've seen little of either of them. And that's the reason why, if we're having a better season, they'd have played more. But
that's what I think.
Luxury, has he really that much of dropping them?
Well,
Okay.
at right back, we had Damas Baslai play again.
Sound.
Tells a lot about what we have going on at our right back spot. He was solid. He was dependable, though, and he got through the work, but it still feels like a waste of, in my opinion, of his best qualities to have him that deep in the lineup or that deep in our formation there.
I'm gonna say something. Go.
I gave Dom a 6.5.
Okay. Look, the other day Don played in midfield and Don played at right back today. Which game was he better? Today. When he plays right back, bro, I tell you the truth. I think we play better as well. It's weird for me saying that. Yeah, we're wasting a position, but we've got so much midfielders, Jones, Wirtz. There's a guy who will come in and do his sort of, not his job, but fit in his position. I reckon Swat's right back is sound until Frimpong's ready to take that right back spot, being fit all the time. Different story then. But when he plays, he's sound. So I'm going to give Swat a 7 for today.
Okay. Lee?
Yeah, I'll give him a 7 as well. Like, well, he was okay. Like,
Lee Wiskett brings him a good point. He says lining up defensively, he was right back, but going forward, Jones and Dom did a little bit of switching on and off in that role of playing right back. I definitely agree with that. They were interchangeable on that side of the pitch. Joey G. I thought Joey G had a quiet but good game today. He moved well at the ball, looked calm in possession, helped keep Wolves at arm's length, I would say, for most of the match. I would call this a professional outing for Joe Gomez. I'd give Joe a 7 today.
Yeah, spot on, same as.
Lee?
Yeah, 7 for Joe, definitely. Yeah.
Joe 7, okay.
777.
Okay, good. Want to say something else?
Yeah, 777, I was saying.
Okay.
It was nice and steady, wasn't he?
Jackpot,
bro. I thought he was going to score today. It was just weird, the energy I was getting. I said, you know what, Gomez is going to score today. You know? I just had a weird feeling. I was like, he's going to come, bro. He's going to come. Watch.
Yeah.
It's going to come.
Yeah, definitely. Pause, I guess, or something along those lines. But I was going to say, too, also, you know what? For Joey G, it's funny. We should have a countdown on how long it takes before an announcer talks about that Joey hasn't scored in his career for Liverpool. It seems like almost in every game that I see Joey participate in, that's the first thing that you're reminded. Joey hasn't scored. You know, I wonder if he's going to score here. Like,
when he's out on the nightclub. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's gonna come. I reckon. I don't know. I think before the season ends, he's gonna get on the score sheet. Let's put it out there.
There you go.
Come on. 7, yeah, perfect.
7 for Joey. I will say this other individual, composed, strong, in control, didn't let Wolves' forward line build any momentum. I know there are some out there, some content creators out there, especially even some pundits that have been saying that Roger Van Dijk struggles against forwards that are physical or athletic. And today, I thought he made a very comfortable evening for himself. Very captain-like display online for our captain. Captain.
Responsible for one of my favourite moments of the night that made me smile. When we didn't get that corner, remember that corner we didn't get where he headed it on goal and it hit their fella. went wide, and he gave a goal kick. When he ran back into his centre-half position, he was still giving the ref stick about it, mate. You could only see him side on that, but you could tell he was shouting like into the middle at the ref. That was a corner, mate. That was a corner.
It was a corner.
Let him know. Let him know. It was. By the way, there is talk that they are going to I think they possibly are going to make that that amendment to the rules next year.
Yeah.
VAR will be involved in goal/corner kick. On the obvious ones, obviously we can just go with the linesman, but on the ones that obviously that they get wrong, VAR will be able to overturn them, I think, next season. That'll be very much needed, I think. Let's do a rating for my guy, Robbo.
I'll give Van Dijk 8.
Okay, my apologies.
He slide tackled today.
There you go.
I've seen him slide tackle, bro. I was like, yo, Virgil's on the floor. What's happening here, man? He was getting stuck in today, man. Yeah, he was like, I ain't losing to Wolves again. I've seen it in his energy. So I'll give him an 8. Yeah.
That's probably what he's saying. Robbo, massive performance. We all spoke about it earlier. Goal, assist. Serious performance by our vice captain. This is one of the best nights of the season, I think, for Robbo. I'm going to give Robbo an 8.5. What would you give Robbo?
I'm going to give him a 9, bro.
Ooh.
Why? Because he deserved a clean sheet. But for me, not playing for so long and coming in, scoring and getting an assist and winning us the match, really. Him and Curtis. So, yeah, let's give him a 9, isn't it, Lee Whiskered? 9, spot on.
Why not? Is that the same for you, Lee?
Robbo. Robbo, yeah. Yeah, I'll give him a 9. Deserves one, yeah.
All right, I'll round up. Robbo Cop.
I'll give him a 9 as well now.
Yeah. Robbo Cop got a
Robbo 9.
Yeah.
9.
It could be RoboCop. It could be RoboCop, but the cop should be KOP. How about that? That'd be even better, right?
RoboCop. That's a good one.
How about for Curtis Jones?
Yeah. 8.5. I think Curtis is sound.
Give Curtis an 8.
Yeah, I'll give him an 8.5. First game he started in a while, goal and assist. So, yeah, great finish. Come on, man. See, if you shoot, you can score. So, shoot Curtis, shoot Wirtz, shoot Sobotlai, McAllister. Have a go, Gravenberch. Have a go, man. A good game for Curtis, 8.5.
Yeah, so everyone's giving him an 8. That was
the majority of people, right? I just thought 8.5, bro, because he ain't played in ages. And Slot after that must realise, he's back.
Yeah. I was pleased for him tonight that he got his goal, and it was a nice goal. You could see that the other lads were made up for him for the when they were over to celebrate, like they were all buzzing for him, like so. Yeah, good game from Curtis, like.
Yep. So Curtis.
Okay, so how about for? Hold on. How about for? Yeah.
Gravenberch, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know if it's loud enough for you, so I'll make the sound. I'll make it one more time.
Lee, you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll give him like 7.5.
Yeah, spot on. Same as. I think he was good. He did some lovely passing with Sobotlai. Like his movement was much better today, Gravenberch. Needs to toughen up a bit, I reckon. But yeah, today's not compared to the other day. Total different game.
Yeah, total
Yeah.
different to Tuesday night. Like, wanna look more himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll give him a 7. Actually, I'll give him a 7. Yeah. 12, probably. I don't know. Probably give him a 7.5, maybe. We'll see.
Mm.
But we needed our midfield to click today, and I think today McAllister did his job, Gravenberch did his job, and Curtis did his job. Hence why the midfield worked. McAllister's important. If McAllister plays good, we play good. Like today, McAllister was everywhere, bro. He was getting stuck in. What I realised also, the energy of the players was, we're not going to lose today against these guys. I've seen that in Virgil. I've seen that in McAllister, Salah even, and that was good. I didn't want to see heads down. You know what I mean?
It was a massive rarity to see Virgil taken off, wasn't it? Like
First time I've seen it, bro.
Yeah, it was only 15 minutes when you include the injury time as well. Like, but you know, it's something.
It was good to see him just come off for a little bit and that. Yeah, bro, we were going with Curtis. 12.
Yeah, I'm here.
I gave Curtis 8. I was going to give him an 8.5, but I thought, no, actually, no, I'll give Curtis 8.5. Let's go with that. Yeah.
I'll give Curtis 8.5 too. I know. My fault. But now with Gravy, what did you want to do with Gravy?
I'll go with a 7 for him. Much better than the other day display. Yeah. Solid game, sound game.
7.5 from me. I like the 0.5 thing. Like sometimes it's useful to like 7.5.
Okay. All right. I was going to give him a 6.5, but I'll give him a 7 at least. Macca.
Lexi.
Mac and cheese. Mac and gravy.
Little Lexi.
I thought it was a solid performance by him. Much needed bounce back from probably a little bit of a rough run.
Right.
But it was a little bit of a concern about the ankle moment. That was very scary. Again, he's a player that gets involved in a lot of incidents like that, little nicks, and the likes. If I gave Grav a 7, I'll give Mac a 6.5, maybe.
Yeah, I think Mac was good today.
Yeah, I thought Mac was quite good tonight. It was better.
I'm gonna give him a 7.5.
He was more involved on the edge of the box when we were probing and that, seeing if he could work any angles, and yeah, he was quite good tonight. More like a better performance from him to the one 3 days ago. Same with Grav. I would give him like 7.5, like Grav. Right?
Okay.
Who cares? Just get the big mark from me in midfield with an 8.
All right. How we settle on a 7? How about we settle on a 7? How about for the Egyptian King? Let's go with him. First half frustrating. Second half much better for the Egyptian King. Sharper, more direct, decisive in the box. Took his chance well. Looked far more influential after the break. What would you rate Salah? I gave him a 7, but what would you rate Salah?
7, yeah.
Okay.
I'll go with 7 as well. Got a goal.
In the second half, didn't he? And got into it, created a bit more danger. And he was the architect of Robbo's goal, although he passed it to somebody else. Before he moved to Robbo. So he did well in that second half. Like, you know what I mean? Quiet in the first half, but he weren't the only one.
And when he was subbed off, he didn't make any funny faces. He just went off, smiled. Like it was a proper, genuine smile. Not that cocky.
Yeah, he was buzzing that he scored, mate. He'd done his job. Like,
I'm happy he scored, bro. That goal was the old school Liverpool way. Bang. Yeah. Salah's there. Yeah. Goal. Let's do it more often, Robertson, Frimpong. Let's get them sort of balls in the box. That's what I want crosses in from a left-footed guy from the left who will give you them type of balls, bro.
Yep. Agreed.
Simple as.
Let's go with then. Let's go across to him, which was Cody Gakpo. Didn't score. Was important in the lead-up goal, I believe. It mattered, and he at least looked like he was more connected to the team's attacking play, you know, being in that central role for him tonight. 6.5 for Cody?
Yeah, about right. 6.5.
Okay.
He was sound. He likes giving the ball to Frimpong. He likes giving the ball to Frimpong to score.
yeah. That's his. That's
2
his.
games in a row now.
Yeah, that's his brethren. Why not?
Yeah.
Lee?
I wouldn't mind if he scored today. It would have been sound.
Yeah, it would have been nice. But what was your rating for him, Lee?
For Rio?
Yeah.
I'd give him an 8.
No, for Cody.
Oh, for Cody, 6.5. Same as.
Okay. Let's see. Last but not least, possibly one of the stars of the game, possibly the star of the game, Rio Bravo, Rio Ngumoha. Outstanding in terms of threat and energy on the pitch, obviously, but he was a difference maker in the amount of life he brought to this team in the attack. And it wasn't for small segments. It was for a real long stretch, for that matter. I would have given Rio a 9 for today. What would you have given Rio?
I'd give him an 8.
Wow. Okay. All right.
I thought he was very good.
Did he not bring an apple to class or something? You're all about giving the half points out. You love the half points. Then you're like, not for you, Rio. All right. Go ahead, JK. What would you like to give Rio as a rating?
Yeah, for his enthusiasm and everything, I'm gonna give him an 8.
Oh, you're giving him 8 too?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. All right then. No half points. All right.
Oh, okay, I'll give him an 8.5. Everyone's having a go.
Chat had 9 for Sam gave him a 9 for Rio. Lee WizKid gave him a 10, by the way.
Damn.
Wow.
What's gonna happen if he scores? He's gonna get 12.
Yeah.
15 out of 10.
He was a difference maker in this game, let's be honest with you.
Yeah, his energy was sound. He put them on their toes, and they even put 2 guys on him, solid guys on him. They were
someone mentioned that in the chat too, the fact that they were double teaming him. Putting a second man to guard against him, that was immense. That was very immense. Let's go with the subs real quick. I'll let each one of us do an individual sub. Florian Wirtz, I'll allow for the man in Germany to rate our German star. JK, Florian Wirtz. What would you give Florian Wirtz?
I'll give him a 7.
Oh, okay. Is that how you say it in German?
That's why I'll give him an extra point. He should have got a 6.
Okay. All right. Frimpong is Lee, since Lee looks like the lighter version of Frimpong, I guess you could say, in the picture. You know, he looks like he would be the Frimpong light. How about that? And on the speedster on the wing in his yellow kit there. What would
Told you,
you?
mate, he used to win the sprint every year in juniors. You know, you got the sprint, and the other discipline was cricket ball throwing. And I've never been into cricket, but the idea was to throw it as far as you could, and I always won that. There's only 2 disciplines. Very sporty, yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, what is it then for Frimpong Light? What is it that we have as a rating?
6. Got into it a bit, made a couple of darting runs, which, you know, helped us, like, you know, eke out the time after we'd gone 3-0 up, like, you know, to have his danger as well. Okay, we let one in at the end, but yeah, it all helped. And Wirtz helped, didn't he? Like, and Ibu done his bit as well, didn't he? Like, you know, to give Virgil that late break, the sacred 10-minute rest that he got, which was weird to see, like, wasn't it? But
Okay. Okay. I will rate. I'll rate Trey Nyoni. Look, I thought this was a real bright cameo for the young man. I think I might have him. Hopefully, I have a picture of him.
yeah, I was pleased, yeah, to see him. It was good,
Okay.
wasn't it?
Let me share a picture of Trey Nyoni because it's not often that he gets to get on the stage and be able to be given the proper due. But I thought that Trey played really, really good. Looked composed, looked intelligent, was capable of contributing at this level. Something that we all knew that he was capable of doing. Just give him the opportunity. Basically, give these young players opportunities. Stop babying them so much and allow for them to become the young men that they are. Love the cameo from Trey. There was a part about the cameo tonight where not only did he come on with lots of confidence, he didn't put really a foot wrong tonight. I think he was 100% in his duels, 3 for 3. He was 100% first passing, 8 for 8. He had 1 foul one. He had 1 tackle one. He had 1 interception. He had, he's 1 for 1 for his dribbles. Not bad for about 10 minutes or so of pitch time. I think the young man deserves more credit, or not more credit, more of an opportunity. Let's put it that way, than he's been given. So hopefully he finds it. I would say.
Season what happened, like Rio and Mohamed, really, we just ain't seen them because we've been having a crap season. We haven't had the luxury that often of being able to bring young players on. But tonight, another good step for them, like so good, like with young players in it, appearances, so good, helps them acclimatise, like
How about you give the rating for Ibu, JK?
Yeah, he went on really long with you. I'll give him a 6, bro.
Okay. And I'll let you do the rating for Morrison. So a great cameo. I think this is this his debut? I think he's played once before, to be honest with you. But still, what would you like to give him as a rating?
Yeah, I'd give him a 6. He had a couple of little goes, didn't he? Like that shot and that, and then that other one. Yeah, it's okay. He looked game anyway, didn't he? Like to have a little go when he come on for that brief little cameo.
Okay. Final question: who gets the man of the match?
Robbo.
For me, Robertson.
Started, yeah.
Wow, I was not expecting that. Okay, Robbo, 2 votes for Robbo. Tell us in the chat, who gets your man of the match? Who is your man of the match? Let's see if I can get some answers here.
Rio.
Rio.
Who you going with, 12?
I'm going to go with Robbo too. I
Okay,
I gave such a a momentous shout for him early on in this show. That's
He's been patient, and he waiting like to get a game, to get a start. Like now, the last like whatever couple of months. Now he's got one, and he did himself no harm whatsoever. Tonight.
and he
And could
looks.
feature more than what he has been in place after that. Like,
Look, he could have played Rio and Trey 6 months ago on that, and what would have happened was they wouldn't have been ready, and they would have been careless. And what he's done in the last 6 months or whatever, they've toughened them up. They look a bit more solid now. Rio did today. He looked solid, you know what I mean? So did Trey as well. So that's probably what they've been doing. Now he's thinking, yeah, they sort of reached that level. Now I can play them. So because he sees them every day, you know what I mean, bro? We don't see these guys. I know everyone's jumping around his shots back for ages. Hey, play Rio, play Rio, play Rio. But what I've noticed in Rio in the last 3 displays, he's a totally different player than you got before them 3 displays in the last 3 games. Totally different, bro. And that's what is taking him that time. People don't understand when it comes to football is you can either chuck a player in like Kirkes and he can hit the ground running, or you could do it with like Ekatike and he hits the ground running. But not every player is going to hit the ground running. So what you got to do, you got to build their confidence up, build their body up, whatever it is, to get them to that level where they can do what Rio did today. And what Trey did today as well, especially. Trey, for me, man, whoa. I knew he was good at passing, man, but today showed me this guy's got a good brain on his shoulders. He knows what he's doing, passing-wise and stuff. So I think they look much, much more ready now than they ever have been. Yeah, both of them lads.
It's their opportunity. This is their opportunity to make a difference, really.
Yeah. Like for me, youth players shouldn't really moan. Whatever game time they get. You're playing with proper professional men here. You guys are young. You could be good. Don't get me wrong, but it's more physical as well. You're like a fullback can think. They tried it today, Wolves. They tried to be a bit rough with Rio.
They did,
and he handled it pretty well, bro.
Yeah,
didn't retaliate. He didn't get frisky. He didn't do nothing, and just cracked on with it. And that was a good lesson for him today. Hence why. I'll give him an 8.5. I gave him an 8 earlier. I think considering the brutality that came his way and he handled it, I'll give him an 8.5, man. Fair play to him.
Okay. So it looks like the chat had Robbo, but the panel has gone with Rio. The chat at Rio, and the panel has gone Robbo. So so we'll make it a panel Robbo and a chat Rio man of the match shout. How about that? Make that like that.
Yeah, that's fine. A Rio Robbo or a Robbo Rio man of the match.
Yeah.
Twingy lies.
R&R. How about that? R&R.
Yeah, that's a good one. Russian Fowler with the RAF and Shearer and something with the SIS. Remember that palaver like in the mid-90s?
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. A lot of good stuff coming out of this game. A lot of good things coming out of this game. Liverpool needed this one. We did. We really did need this one. There was a lot of questions being asked of this team. I don't know if we answer every last question, obviously, but there is certainly a little bit less on their shoulders, basically. You can put it that way. There's a little bit less like hanging over their heads of doubt, or maybe some type of understanding that they didn't do what they needed to do. But I know it is midnight in the UK. It's 1:00 in Germany. It's not. It's now the evening for myself as well. Early evening, but look, this game, not perfection, not poetry, but it was certainly a lot of debuts and a lot of important performances by players that got the opportunity to step up, This team was definitely in the dumps after losing to Wolves earlier on Tuesday. Shout out to the Lionesses too. They play at 12:30 for those who love the women's game. Okay, so there you go. Lee Wiskett giving a shout for the Lionesses. But yes, this is where we're at with this team. We need to, love them or leave them. Most of us are going to choose to always stand true with this team. And I think that shows a lot about the character of not only this team, but about the fan base too. Because there's a lot of us that or a lot of Reds that were really looking at possibly giving up on this team. And we're now in the quarterfinals, people. We're in the quarterfinals. Two steps
close. A few seasons, have we? Been about 3 seasons. Yeah, since we went to the finals at that time. We haven't been in the quarters.
Yeah, 2 steps closer to being in a final, in an FA Cup final. Bringing home some type of silverware.
Don't want to draw bloody Arsenal. Don't want to draw City either.
You don't? No? I think maybe we draw one of those teams, and you know what happens? Maybe we get a little bit of life renewed to our team. Beat a team that we're not supposed to, or beat a team that is in better form or better state of in their season. And maybe sometimes when you get those kinds of wins, you make the most of it. Because often when you beat a team like you beat a lower end team or something like that. For instance, we had a game against Karlsbad, right? Or what was the other team that we played? Barnsley. Didn't we play Barnsley, I believe, right?
Yeah, Barnsley, yeah.
Played Barnsley. Absolutely beat them badly, right? And the first thing people were saying is, oh, but it's only Barnsley. Look, you can't win them all, but you can only win the games that are in front of you. And I would like to see us be able to get a little bit of redemption against a City or even the Arsenal, and get something out of this season. But hey, we'll take whoever ends up being in front of us. That's how I see it. Anything you guys want to say before we bounce out of this? Any positives you want to talk about, or any negatives you want to talk about real quick before we?
No, it was all positive, pretty much. So no more knocks as long as McAllister's okay. I was encouraged by the way he left the pitch, although it did seem to hurt the knock he got from Hwang. He seemed to leave the pitch pretty much okay, but you can never tell with injuries. And I hope it's not something that'll keep him out of the team in Istanbul because we need him.
Yeah. Agreed. JK, I know you're on mute, but you want to come back for 1 second just to give us a little shout as to what your feelings are, last thoughts or final thoughts or something for the evening?
Yeah. Bless up the panel and chat as always. We needed to win today, yesterday now. And it was a good one to get. Wicked if it was a clean sheet, but 3-1 is cool. We just needed to win and display something that we can do something in Istanbul. And it was good to see Wirtz coming back, so I'm happy about that. But fair play to the whole team. Good mental display. Hopefully, we'll have some cup upsets over the weekend and we can enjoy it. You can watch the games without worrying about are we in the hat, and we're in that. So that's Monday's the draw.
Monday is the draw. We'll find out who are. There's still some games to be figured out, obviously, for the results of who's going to be in that drawing. But definitely take care, Lee. I know it's late, so that's why I know. But there's 40 of you in the chat or 40 of you watching along. So big up to all of you that are watching along on this. I know it's a late night, so I appreciate. Or a good majority of our audience is in that late hour of the night, if not early hour of the morning. So big up to everyone that joined us. Big up to all that show us on this channel, show this team love by showing us support. And hey, I mean, this is what we need. Positives out of a season that has been very difficult to find some silver linings in. Look, shout out to Robbo, reminding people put some respect on Robbo Cop, right? As Lee was calling him, right? And Rio Bravo, big up to him. Definitely, I'm calling him Rio Bravo because that was a movie, a very old movie, by the way. I get that. No, I wasn't alive when it came out to theaters, so I'm not saying it because I know it oh so well. I'm just saying that it's a much acclaimed movie. Rio Grande, yes, you can say the Rio Grande. How about that? That's a river here in America. But shout out to Rio, proving that he belongs in the conversation to start on this team, proving he belongs in the conversation of getting more minutes, proving that he is Premier League quality and a potential star for this team. Shout out to Rio. Shout out to Curtis Jones, getting a confidence boost, game goal, getting telling some of these doubters, Kojo and the likes of those things. So maybe, I don't know if the guys from Coppish watch this, but tell your homeboy to shh a bit, or Monts' homeboy to shh a bit too, because Jones definitely showed up today. Positive, Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz returning to the pitch. He is such an influential player and such an important player to this team. Fantastic to see. Limited minutes, I get that. It's just a teaser for us to see him on the pitch, but I'm glad to see he's on the pitch in general and not on the injury list. Shout out to Trey Nyoni. So many shout outs, actually, now that I think about it. Shout out to Trey Nyoni. Big up to Trey Nyoni. Look, you're not getting many opportunities on this team currently, but don't fret, young man. You are going to be a player in this league. You certainly should be given more minutes, in my opinion, given more opportunities. So hopefully you find them this season. All the same, shout out to you for an excellent contribution today. And finally, I'm going to give a shout to our wingers. Shout out to Cody, Agent Cody. We all see you there. Did well today. It's just one step closer to getting back the form that you need to get back to. But Salah, big up Salah, getting a goal, important goal possibly. Hopefully, it could be one of many that now start to flourish from his foot. We're gonna all ask the big question: can Liverpool build on this? We all know it's because a cup win is always nice, but we now need to go focus on Champions League. We now have to focus on the league. Now that we've gotten past the stage of the FA Cup, important. So please do drop your thoughts in the comments. What was your feel-good moment of the game? If you didn't include it earlier, tell us who your man of the match was. If you agree with the chat or if you agree with the panel, tell us should Rio start more often, and how far can Liverpool go in this FA Cup? That is the question that we all need to find out and have an answer for. Hopefully we can. Please like, subscribe. We'll be back for the next one tomorrow. But before I say my little Up the Red segment here, I will give you this moment of Zen. I do have a moment of Zen for you. I'm going to say, please do take care of yourselves out there. Take care of your loved ones as well. It's important that you do so. It's immensely important because sometimes we can all fall on hard times, either physically, if not mentally too, or maybe both. And we do need each other to be there for to lift us up. And it matters. So please do take time to take care of yourself and also to take care of your loved ones in your lives. And I'm going to give this Red Zen shout. Just maybe something to pick up your spirits. See if it picks up the spirits of our panel. Hopefully you stay with me after the show. And here is your moment of Red Zen. This young man is a Red, and hopefully he'll be a Red for some time to come. Big up, big up, big up. And I will say, up the Reds to you guys. Take care, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. All right. And we will look forward to it. Take care, guys.